Okay, I got cut off. I don't know exactly where, but I was just yet because I haven't watched the other video. But basically, what I was finishing off is, that that I'm accepting solipsism because I don't think I have a choice. All we have is me embedded in the perceptions, okay, in some sense, or among the perceptions. Me as something experiencing perceptions. And after that, I can try to assert that, well, some of my perceptions are of me causing perception. So me causing a memory to come, me feeling like I'm pulling up a memory of an image, and then it comes. Okay, even then, I don't know that other people have that. So even asserting, I think I can say that I perceive, therefore I am. To say I think, therefore I am, I'm not quite as certain, because perhaps I'm the result of thought. Perhaps I'm a thing that is thought by a brain. Seems actually quite likely. But still, I experience this as will and choice, and that's fairly direct. But beyond the threshold where I go and I say some of my perceptions are actually coming from an external world, and there's people out there, that is actually not quite how it works. We have to accept that there's entities that are external, and then that's how we define external. Okay, so we really have no choice about solipsism as far as I'm concerned. And we have to accept that we have this primary truth about ourselves. Now, as I was saying, it might not be good enough philosophically, where the objectivists have wanted to derive all knowledge, everything we know, from a priori truths, and finding that difficult to do. But I'm not in that situation. I believe in approximations. I believe my epistemology explains something we've already known and accepted, that that our tools are not perfect, that our reasoning is not perfect, that our knowledge is limited, that the scope of information our senses can get is limited. We've known all these things, and yet we've had this epistemology that says if we're not certain, then we know nothing. But we do know all this stuff. We know how to accomplish all these things. And you want to tell me, no, we know nothing? So no, we obviously, to me, need an epistemology that can explain and support the kind of knowledge we actually have, the knowledge we actually use. Okay? So that's the goal of my epistemology. And I think it does it rather well, and it's not a surprise how it aligns up with science, in that we have a stream of perceptions, and lo and behold, how does science establish itself? With experiments, where you create a set of initial conditions which you can perceive. You run the device and you perceive the results, and this is how we can share perceptions with other subjects. And doing so, we never get something that we prove to this other, derived from a priori and deniable truths. No, we get things derived from facts which are approximate and always subject to some sort of dispute, okay? And oh well, it works out. We can still get knowledge that way. And in fact, I believe, from having thought about this for so long, that if knowledge really were so rigid as objective knowledge was, where one flaw in one little fact caused the whole thing to be invalid, I don't think we could reason. I think to reason, we need to be able to hold contradictions in mind and all these kinds of things that, in that objective, certain world, are things that are only supposed to happen for a little while your mind is in a state of error. No, the world itself, turns out, contains contradictions, and things can still work out, and our mind contains contradictions, and we can still make progress in the face of that. And I think it works out really rather smoothly. So I hope that answers the question, and I didn't have too much of a gap or too little of a gap and repeat myself too much. And I look forward to your reply if you have one. Cheers.